Salut pour tous et bienvenue dans le programme Planète Équitable avec Ed Zanetti. We follow our journey through the world forests. We were talking about the Russian and Canadian forests in last week. I'm always comparing this to the Amazon forest. And I will point out three major points here that differ how they manage the forest in the developed countries and the developing one. For example, the greenhouse gases inventory on Canada and Russia, they account for the clear cuttings that are occurring in the native forest as a positive carbon balance, since the harvest wood products will be going into wood industry and then will be stored in the society. So, and then the forest will regrow as a natural regeneration. So this means that the balance of clear cutting your land in Canada and Russia is positive. If we use the same system that is monitoring the greenhouse gases inventory in Brazil, in Russia, and in Canada, this would mean over 1 billion and a half tons of CO2 emissions per year. And those countries have positive balances on this sector. So it's a huge overestimate we have in developing countries about how we manage the forest. Another difference, Russia and Canadians mining and timber sector workers, they are cultivated as national heroes. They are the pioneers that go on the remote areas and bring the civilization. And this is a big difference when we talk about developing countries. For example, in Brazil, there is a governmental policy to fight against mining and forestry in general in the Brazilian Amazon. And the least but not last, we are talking about Russia, the largest forest area in the planet. Canada, the third one, very similar with the Brazilian ones. But we don't have a Russian forest fund or a Canadian forest fund that will allow other countries to invest on this country's forestry. So this will be the third difference. We don't have funds that allow other countries to oversee how forestry is done in developed countries. They account for their clear cuts as positive balance, and they cultivate as heroes the wood sector and the mining sector on their countries. Let God's peace and the love that builds be our weapons on the daily struggle for justice. Eder Zanetti, for tous mes amis africains.